Yeah, what's up, Chris?
My bad, in honor of Prodigy, Mobb Deep, RIP. What up, Dunn?
I'm all right, man. I got man, my body hurt, man. I'm getting too old. You know, gray hair, my beard on the side and everywhere. But
yeah,
that we can still do the shows, man. So big news today or yesterday. Nike might be selling directly on Amazon or Amazon or however you want to say it. So basically, Nike's gonna sell their own products on Amazon, which is big news for those that are involved with selling sneakers, not just resellers, but retailers and Nike itself. But today we're gonna make it short. We're not gonna talk about how that decision affects everybody in the sneaker world. I mean by that, retailers and resellers like me and you, and then Nike itself. We're just gonna focus on retailers today. So Chris is the dude to talk to. You and I have been talking about this kind of stuff for a long time when people have not been listening, man. So Chris, tell people how Nike selling on Amazon directly is gonna affect retailers. That's all we're gonna talk about tonight. We're not gonna try to talk about anything else but just that. How does it affect like guys like Finish Line or Foot Locker or Jimmy Jazz or DTLR or any other store that buys stuff from Nike? How does Nike selling on Amazon affect those businesses?
Are we talking specifically it's like the average everyday resellers, or are we going to talk about like you said, Foot Locker and everybody else? Are we doing just resale, period?
We're doing retailers, not resellers, retailers.
Okay, so we're doing retail.
Mm-hmm.
All right, cool. Let me go. I'm watching the draft, so let me go turn the TV down.
All right. Oh man.
My bad, man. Sorry about that, everybody that might have tuned in to watch. I apologize, but you relive the dream every year going to the NBA. And you remember what you wore when you were younger and that you thought you could make it to the league. But so we're talking about retail.
Yep.
Like you said, man, this proposal is a part of what's called the brand registry, right, with Amazon. So what Nike is doing is creating a store, Amazon, and they're going to sell particular models. Now, what no one's really talking about, and in the description, article on both AHN websites, on ARC and on Housakicks. So you can go and read that article that I wrote, and I raised a lot of questions. And then I got into it with, Matt Powell on Twitter and some other people, because I said that Nike could be creating their own death. That's too extreme. They own 50% of the market. And I'm like, you're not paying attention. Or what they're doing. You have to recognize that Nike's been in a relationship with Foot Locker for 30 years. 30 years, 30 years plus. And that relationship with Foot Locker saw both of those companies, saw their stock prices increase as both companies improved over all of these years, right? That relationship with Foot Locker was, I really think it was more important than any other company in the world. The relationship with Finish Line, the relationship with DTLR, the relationship with City Gear, all of these different retail outlets, not to mention smaller mom and pop shops, but they have been pushing those companies out, which is another discussion. They've been pushing those companies out. I said, a year and a half, 2 years ago, I was writing about the fact that, and we were talking about it. We did the video where we talked about how Nike was killing off mom and pop shops, and we said it was for their DTC, direct to customer, and com growth. And we were right about that, because then that came up in the last year, and we had already been talking about it for a year and a half, but we started talking about this retail move, and I know I prepared for it, and I closed my store on Amazon. And I did the video talking about closing a $500,000 store.
This
is what's bugged out. This is what's bugged out about it. According to this relationship, right? Everything hasn't been worked out yet. We don't know all of the details. But this is the issue. If the deal goes through, Foot Locker, and this is interesting. Yesterday, Foot Locker stock dropped. Finish Line stock dropped. I didn't check Hibbett's, but I would have to assume Hibbett Sports stock dropped. One of the, I saw someone saying that this is going to increase Nike's business by possibly $1 billion.
Was that my
right?
Is that my part? Did I say that?
I think it was. I think it was, man. I'm not sure. I won't say for certain that it was, but I think he was saying that, you know, the basis points, and it's going to improve Nike's potential business by $1 billion. But don't quote me on that. I may be a little bit wrong on those numbers. Nike, do you undercut platforms? One, you know, just like I know, Amazon controls 55% of the online purchases in the world. I'm not talking about sneakers. I'm talking about online purchases. Amazon controls 55% of everything that goes through online. That is it's an insane number. When you think about all of the businesses in the world, and that most of the e-commerce that takes place on Amazon or Alibaba, it should just kind of blow your mind when you think about it like that. But, and obviously aligning with Amazon does improve Nike's business. It does. It's a smart move for the shareholders. Amazon is a parasite, and they are going to suck away all of the online business for Foot Locker, City Gear, DTLR, Jimmy Jazz, every shoe company or every company that has a relationship and a contract with Nike should be raging mad, because this is, I mean, I'm talking, they should be like firing emails off, making phone calls. This is going to completely undercut the e-commerce of every that exists. Hibbett Sports doesn't even have e-commerce. It's hard to begin with. And I've said that once, and I keep saying it. I don't care if anybody there knows it. They don't even have one, and now they'll never have one. This is going to affect Dick's. This is going to affect every digital platform, and it's going to affect brick and mortar. All right, so what's going to happen with retail? Everybody's sitting around here like, oh, I should buy stock in Amazon. I'm like, you know, man, you don't understand what's going on. This is not a good thing. I don't care if it's good for Nike's shareholders or for Nike, and they're going to get rid of a whole lot of wholesale and increase their margins. The worst things that could happen in the sneaker business, as far as I'm concerned. And I don't even know if they're going to be doing just sneakers or just apparel. Really bad for the retail outlets that carry the brand, for them to align with the most powerful e-commerce platform in the world.
Right.
Sorry about going on that tirade, but man, I think it's a big, big, big insult. It's disrespectful to all of those different people who have been buying your product for all of these years and selling it to the customers and building their business based on their relationships with Nike. So I think it's wrong. And anybody talking about I'm going out to run and buy stock in Amazon, think about this. Amazon's never paid a dividend. Amazon's never showed a profit. They're aligning with a company that functions like nothing we've ever seen.
Well, to me, it sounds more like basically Nike is saying, well, we need Amazon to be more productive, in the sense that we need Amazon to sell more products. You know, we're not going to get into why this affects Nike, but it's almost like everybody just trying to give Amazon the right hand to say, well, we own all the traffic in the world, so you guys need us. And in a sense now, Nike is going over there, and Nike is basically competing with people they are selling their shoes to, You know what I'm saying? That's a big insult, like you said. So I think a lot of these businesses need to really boycott. They need to do something, or that's gonna really affect the entire landscape of sneaker. You know, and then you know what? Let's go ahead and talk about resellers, man. I'm just gonna change the title. I'm just gonna add that. How does that affect you and I, or everybody else that's out there trying to flip sneakers? You know, those that don't know, a lot of resellers don't watch these things because they think they know everything, but it's gonna really, really mess everybody up, man. And can you tell us how, and then incorporate in this discussion the brand gating, and then let people know what's gonna happen, man.
All right. When you and I started doing these videos and started talking and started to try to get people to come to the website, and we were writing all of this stuff, I wrote an article and I said that brand gating was going to be the biggest thing of the year. It didn't happen the year that I wrote that article. Right? But it was kind of like a prophecy.
Isaiah.
And that's real, right? That's word is bond. Obviously, if Nike aligns with Amazon, it's bad for retailers. It's bad for any brick and mortar place that has e-commerce platform. Sellers. This is one of those things where obviously, if Nike aligns with Amazon, I can only guess that once they align with Amazon, they are going to do some deal with eBay that's going to be very similar, and is going to prevent the everyday person from selling products. Let me give you an example. Coach purse, right? And you're going to try to flip it. You cannot sell that Coach purse on Amazon without approval. It's called an item that is being brand gated. Now, I've done videos on YouTube about brand gating. I've done articles on the website about brand gating. All you have to do is go to the website and type in search so you can know what I'm talking about. But this is what brand gating is, and I'm going to give you a great example. And this is, and remember, Nike and Amazon are talking because what they're saying they're trying to do is limit the amount of counterfeiters on Amazon, on the platform. And I did an article on the counterfeit shoes on Amazon as well. So you can go and find that. We've got all of these articles out here. But this is an example of what happened with, I bought a bunch of NMDs when they first dropped in the all white last year. And someone sold a fake NMD. Amazon does not distinguish between that are on its platform. So if you buy an NMD and they just simply pull it, or if I ship it, or if somebody else sells an NMD and it's the same shoe that you have and they sell a fake one, they pull everyone's listing, and that shoe goes into what's called a brand gated position. That means that you can't sell it unless you have a relationship of not purchase. A receipt doesn't do it. You would have to have an invoice with Adidas. That means you'd have to have a relationship with Adidas to sell that shoe. So I bought X amount of Adidas NMDs. They brand gated the item. I could no longer sell that item. So that's a brief kind of example for what brand gating is. But this is why it's bad for resellers. Oh man, because I know we don't want people like going away from this, because it's important stuff. If you're a reseller and Nike goes into a relationship on the brand registry, it's going to be just like when Coach did it a few years back, and Coach also did it on eBay. What's going to happen is you're going to have an invoice from Nike. That means that you have an account. You're going to have to prove that you have an account to sell Nike shoes on the Amazon platform. It won't just happen on Amazon, though, because Nike will pull the brand registry and probably take it to eBay as well. That means that every one of you dudes out there that have accounts and you're selling these sneakers, just like we all have in the past, all of us resellers, you're not going to be able to sell those shoes anymore. You're not going to be able to sell the shoes anymore. I'm saying this now. I said it a year ago. I said it 2 years ago. We both said it. You're not going to be able to sell the sneakers on Amazon. Period.
Let them know, man. And the thing
is, this is what's going to, And it's a serious situation, man. So all you cats that's around here like, yo, I'm gonna get stock in Amazon, Nike gonna blow, blah, blah. If you're a reseller, you should be shaking in your boots.
Well,
I'm sorry, you should be shaking in your boost.
Find a different type of business, man. I need
because this is the real deal. This is the real deal. This Under Armour already did it. Now you can still sell Under Armour on Amazon, even though Under Armour has a brand registry with Amazon. You can still sell Under Armour, and that's because Under Armour sucks.
You gonna put them on blast like that, man?
They will let you sell whatever. They're not going to brand gate or do that with their items. But I promise you, Nike will have gated, and you will have to have that item on Amazon. So if you're on Amazon,
well, let people know. I used to sell Asics and I used to sell New Balances on Amazon. I can't do it anymore because they are brand gated. And you and I talked about it like a year and a half ago. We said that was going to happen with Nike. And this is exactly what's going to happen if Nike goes into this deal with Amazon, man. It's going to be a lot of resellers are going to be out of business, man. You better find something else because you know what? The outlet is going to be shut. And then you're going to have to find some other opportunity somewhere. So that's why we tell people every time we come back to the same thing. Try to grow your own website. Stop throwing your baskets, your eggs in Amazon basket. That's the worst thing for you to do. And you guys don't get it. Everybody says to me, man, I get all this traffic on Amazon. Why should I sell them? I don't care, but I don't want to make my money. No. This is exactly why.
It's short term.
And then you get screwed in the process, and now you whine. Tell them, man.
Yep. Yeah. Term way of thinking, man. You know, and look, here in front, like, you know, I wasn't this reseller that was selling everything and doing everything on Amazon. I built my entire business around Amazon, and I also destroyed my entire business. So I'm not saying this just blindly. I'm not, put it like this, and this is for you guys that don't know me. You don't, because I know you don't, because I only have 100 subscribers on YouTube. I only have 1,500 people follow me on Twitter. I know you don't know who I am. I'm not any of these other big dudes. People don't know me. But on that list where they did the top resellers a few years back and they had Soul Supremacy at the top, them people, I would have been the second person ranked on that list in resale at $500,000 a year. So when I say something, I'm not saying it because I don't know. I'm saying it because I won and I lost. And I lost big because I on. So when I speak about this stuff, I'm not just saying it from a viewpoint of just hating or anything else. It's just the honest truth. I don't want people to collapse and go through what I went through. And I just really think that a lot of the websites are doing a disservice because they're posting something about this story. Now, like we keep saying, it hasn't happened yet. But if it does, things don't just get put out there just for the sake of putting it out there. It's going to happen. Instead of simply writing about a paragraph on this and they're not really examining it, and you guys are going out there reading these websites and you're sharing these websites and they're not really giving you a full detailed kind of analysis of it, man, you got to stop sharing all that stuff, man, and take your time and start learning more about this, because I know everybody in the sneaker business or everybody in kicks, everybody wants to be a part of this economy. We all want to be designers. We want to be, you know, grassroots marketing guys. We want to be in the basketball side of it. And we have to start sharing better information. We're not hating. We're telling you the truth because this is not a good thing for retail. This is not a good thing for resale. It's not good for either one of us. And the sooner we all get to that point of understanding what's happening is the better we can kind of respond and start getting ready to adapt. Because if you don't adapt, you're going to find yourself in the same position as me, putting all your eggs in the basket, and then the basket has a hole in the bottom and all the eggs fall out and it cracks, and then you're sitting back at square one saying, all right, how do I begin to do this again?
Well, you know what's funny? I'm walking around my neighborhood on Recycle Day, right? And you know what I see in my neighborhood, man? Every house, literally 95% of the houses, they all have the Amazon box. You know, the little with the smiley face. And I said, this is what we're doing to ourselves. We're allowing Amazon to become the only place to go to shop. When I ask people what you get is Amazon. Where'd you get Amazon? So you basically telling them, oh, you run my life. And guess what? Amazon has probably one of the worst prices I've ever seen in my whole entire life. I mean, shoes are overpriced. $350 for some like basic Jordans. Come on, man. And we're giving you a better price on our own website, and y'all just don't see it. I don't get it, man. I just don't get it.
Well, I mean, at the end of the day, man, and I guess we ought to start getting ready to cut it because it's going to be about 25 minutes in a minute, and people aren't going to stay with us that long. But they should. I hope you guys are staying and listening because, you know, in the last, and I think it's probably the biggest topic in Nike aligning themselves with Amazon is the biggest topic in retail. I think it's a completely devastating thing that could occur. And while it will be good for Nike, I'll repeat that again, it will be good for Nike.
But it may not necessarily be good for Nike. You know what? Let's save that for next time because we're going to tell people how this can actually mess up Nike as a business as well. You need to let people know, man, there's more to it. I want you to tell them, man, because next time,
that's true.
You know, when we're doing that, we're going to talk about how this is going to mess up Nike. When we're going to talk about it, man, let me know.
My man, well, we'll see what the response is to this one, man. And if everybody is, you know, if people respond to it and they leave messages and leave comments, then we'll get into it and we'll talk about the Nike thing. But if you want to, we can cut this one short.
Yeah.
And do one for how this is going to affect Nike. So if this one is going to be how it affects retail and resale, and we can do one. We can kill this one and say, hey, subscribe. ACB, subscribe to Housakicks, subscribe to both stations on YouTube, and go to the website, man, because people shared an article with me today, and on a different sneaker site, and the dude had written 6 sentences about this topic. I had written maybe 10 paragraphs with videos and referral and support articles back to other articles that we have written over the last year and a half. We want you guys to be more informed because we don't want to just wear this stuff, man. We want to be a part of this business. This business, we got to be more informed. So let's come back, man, and let's do the Nike.
Let's come back. So you guys know
how it's going to affect
and actually, the way we're going to talk about Nike is I'm going to use my own example because I used to sell on another website called Etsy, and they did me dirty. And that's exactly how Amazon might do Nike's dirty. So I'll let you guys know next time. So stay tuned. And this is Ty from Housakicks. And on the other line, we have Chris from Arch by CBB. All right. Subscribe to the channels. Go on the website and let us know what you guys think. Thanks for watching.